Hello, my name is Elisa, and today we'll know more about a very famous psychologist, John Piaget. Piaget was born on August 9, 1896 in Neuchâtel, Switzerland. He was the very first psychologist to make a study in cognitive development. But believe it or not, he was originally a psychologist who studied mollusks. He eventually moved to genetic epistemology, which is the study of how a child reasons. Before Piaget's work, psychologists believed that children are less competent thinkers than adults, but according to Piaget, children only think differently from adults. They actually are born with a very basic mental structure on which all subsequent knowledge is based. Piaget introduced to us the three basic components to his cognitive theory. Number one is schema, which is the basic building blocks of knowledge. It's a person's way of organizing knowledge, basically. Wadsworth suggests that schema be thought of index cards filed in the brain, each one telling us how to react to a certain information. Take watching TV as an example. It includes a process which starts with plugging the TV, getting the remote control, and looking for a decent channel. Whenever a person wants to watch TV, they retrieve the schema from memory and apply it to the situation. Infants, however, have simpler schemas, or innate schemas. Examples would be sucking or grasping. As a child gets older, his or her schemas increase and become more elaborate. Piaget's second cognitive theory is adaptation, or in layman's terms, learning. According to Piaget, adaptation happens through three steps. First is assimilation, and then accommodation, and the third is equilibrium. Assimilation is using an existing schema to deal with a new situation. Let's take Ziegler's example. A 2-year-old child sees a man who is bald on top and has long frizzy hair on the sides. Child shouts, "A clown! A clown!" Accommodation happens when the existing schema needs to be changed. In the clown incident, the father explained that the man was not a clown and he gave several reasons. Now the boy was able to change the schema of a clown. Equilibrium is when balance is restored and confusion is no longer evident. Piaget's third cognitive theory is the stages of development, which will be discussed by my partner Louis. Jean Piaget also introduced to us the term social play. He came up with the developmental stages of play that corresponded to his theory of cognitive development. And these are sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and the formal operational stage. The sensory motor stage, also known as practice play, occurs during the ages 0 to 2 years old. At this stage, children try to get to know their bodies and other external objects. It also consists of repeated patterns of movement or sound, like sucking, shaking, or babbling. The pre-operational stage happens during the ages 2 to 7 years old. Children start to play make-believe games and use objects for purposes other than their intended function. During this time, children first become interested in games characterized by rules, structure, and social interaction. The concrete operational stage happens during the ages 7 to 11 years old. Here, the earliest logical operations occur. At first, rules help provide structure and force of habit. Gradually, they become more focused on the social aspects of play and seek acceptance by the group. The formal operation stage are for ages 12 and higher. Ability to reason emerges, and competitive games and games with rules begin to predominate during this stage. Now I give the floor to my partner Louis. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye!
Created using Powtoon.